In today's episode, we go to a new comic book convention that had it all. Vintage toys, a guest artist, Silver Age books, Eric J. I even got to meet Jim Mint.
Jim, how are you?
Hey, what's up, man?
Good to see you, dude.
Yeah, nice to see you.
What else could you want? Welcome to Haul Yeah Comics. My name is Nate, and I have issues. And today's issues are all going to come from the Monument Comic Expo. This was touted as a show that was going to have just comics and vintage toys, and that's it. They weren't going to let people in with, the 3D printed stuff or Funko Pops or any of those, mystery boxes, all those things that kind of crowd up other conventions. So it definitely was something that I wanted to check out. It was a little small, and there were some vendors there that I definitely recognized from other shows, but there were some other vendors that were new to me as well. They did have a guest artist, Jonathan Tyler Christopher, and I think I want to say maybe his next stop was San Diego Comic-Con or something like that, and he's the one who's pretty famous for having those negative space images. All in all, I do think it was a really good small convention, and I got, a decent chunk of stuff here. I even bought my first slab. I do have some slabs in the collection, but those literally were all gifts. This is the first one that I've actually purchased, and I'll show you what that is. Stick around to the end. I'll show you what it is and why I got it. But I did get footage at the con, and it was pretty good, so why don't we go to that. We'll do a little walkthrough, show you some of the things that I saw, and then we'll come back, and I'll show you the things that came home with me.
Give it.
Hopefully that gave you a taste of what this convention was like. It really was pretty relaxed. It wasn't super crowded. It was easy to dig, easy to get into the vendors. I felt like prices were, you know, like they are. Some booths better than others, but it was really cool. I did see the store Hero House from Fountain Square in Indianapolis, where I'd gone before. Made a video about some stuff I got from there. That was a great shop I want to go back to sometime. But there were some out-of-state guys as well, and it was a nice little show. So what did I get? Up first, two very cool 90s Batman books. So these have the Dead Man Connection storyline, and this is issue 530. These are both glow in the dark. So issue 530, Kelly Jones art, glow in the dark cover, and then issue 531, Dead Man on the cover, and again, Kelly Jones art. So these, I do collect this run of Batman. This is like my era, right? Like I was just heavily collecting Batman and Detective and Legends of the Dark Knight, and I didn't have either of these. And if I do have them, I know I don't have the glow in the dark version. So I'm very excited to put these into the collection. I love promotional comics and public service comics, and this is one that had been on my list for a while, and then I found out it's actually a 4-part series, and I got all 4 parts for $12. So this came in a pack, and this was $12. This is the first one. This is the one that I think you've probably seen the most, the one that I've definitely seen. This is Amazing Spider-Man Skating on Thin Ice. This is a drug PSA. It's anti-drug, by the way. It's anti-drug, not pro-drug. PSA, but a very cool cover by Todd McFarlane, these kids who are surrounded by drugs. This is a 2-part story. Now, Todd McFarlane just does the cover. He does not do the interior art. So this is part 1. And then here is part 2. There were some artists that I recognized. So Dwayne McDuffie wrote all of these as the writer, and this one has interior art by Herb Trimpe. I feel like this is probably some later art for him, but very cool. So part 2. Part 3 switches gears, and we start talking about bike safety. And if we're going to talk about bike safety, well, we better bring in the Ghost Rider. So this one is called Spider-Man Hit and Run, but this is book 3 in whatever this PSA series is. And book 4 has to be the weirdest of the lot, to be perfectly honest. So first off, this character named Turbine, who is, what does it say? Introducing Canada's newest super sensation. I don't know about that. And then, like, what is this, right? Spider-Man's riding a bull. Is this rodeo safety? Is this some kind of PSA about Canada? It's actually about trains. The last page I had to go look at, well, they do have, I mean, they have some more here about bike safety. But then on the very back, train time is any time, you know? So think of Mr. McGroovy. I feel like Mr. McGroovy needs this book. This one's about train safety. So yeah, I got all 4 of this Spider-Man PSA public service, whatever it was, $12. In my opinion, a great pickup, because I just love how silly these books are, the way that they try to shoehorn the message into a superhero story to try to appeal to kids, but it almost never works. It's always clunky and it's always fun. I mean, the first place I go when I'm digging is almost always Silver Age. I'm looking at adventure, I'm looking at action, I'm looking at Superman and Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen, and I got a couple. There were a lot, but there was just nothing that like grabbed me that I had to have for the prices that some of these were charging. But this one I got for a very fair price. I think I got this for $10. This is the first appearance of the Bizarro Legion. It's not in the best shape, but I mean, for me, it's in pretty good shape. So this is Adventure Comics number 239, first appearance of the Bizarro Legion. So this issue of Jimmy Olsen, a 12 center, I couldn't pass up. This is issue number 68, and I just love everything about it, except the fact that it's in a Mylar and it has this big red sticker that will not come off. So I'm gonna have to like swap the bag out, which is kind of a shame, because this guy, the booth that I was at, all of his books, they're like triple or quadruple boarded, so they're super straight. They're all in Mylars. They present really well, but this one just has so much going on for it. We've got Jimmy in a bubble helmet, and he's got a ray gun, and he's turning Superman into a devil. So Silver Age silliness, body transformation. This thing is right up my alley. Very cool, very happy to get this one. Continuing to add to my Simpsons collection. This one's not in the best shape, but the price was right. I think this was $5. And I mean, as an elementary school teacher, I just had to get this. This is Edna, Queen of the Congo. So Edna Krabappel, Bart Simpson's 4th grade teacher. Love, love, love to find these one-shots. I'll be perfectly honest, I had no idea this one existed at all. So I was very happy to find this. And then, oh Flaming Carrot, I found some really low number issues of Flaming Carrot that I was able to add to the collection that I did not already have. And picking up these low numbers just helps me get that much closer to completing this run, which has been a really fun one to put together. So up first, we've got issue 5, where Carrot is telling this girl, "I tell you, girl, the chair is not my son. It's just a chair." So issue number 5, this is when it was still with Renegade Press. Issue 6, I paid a little more for. I paid $20 for this one. I don't know that I've ever seen this one out in the wild. And actually, I didn't pay quite that because there was, you know, it was one of those booths where everything was 20% off. And then on top of that, you'll see at the end, the last book that I got, he kind of bundled everything together and I got a pretty good deal. But this is at a sticker price of $20. So this is issue number 6, again, with Renegade Press. I like the warning at the top of this one. This comic is not to be read while driving or operating a motor vehicle. We've got a guy where the Carrot's wearing sunglasses trying to be incognito, and the other bar patrons are calling him out and calling him a fool. Good stuff. And then number 7, I may already have. I wasn't sure because it looked pretty familiar, but the price was right. This one was only $5. We've got another warning at the top of this one. This comic book is not responsible for articles left in your car. That's good to know. And this one has the Carrot using his nuclear-powered pogo stick. Trying to impress some chicks, because, you know, it's what he does. So I was able to pick up issues 5, 6, and 7. And I think when it all averages out, even with the sticker prices, I paid about $30 for all 3 of these. And that's for this book, this age, this rarity. I feel like that's more than fair. Really excited to have these and get my Carrot run that much closer to completion. This one is a 100% cover buy. I don't know anything about it other than I collect Christmas covers, and this is one that's just kind of been on my list for a while. It's Marvel Bizarre Adventures number 34, where we've got the skeleton Santa going down the chimney, and it says, "Not for kiddies, we mean it." This is a very cool, horrifying cover, and it's the special Hate the Holidays issue. So this has that, like, you know, Black Christmas kind of vibe, that 80s horror movie, Christmas horror movie. It's just super cool. I think I paid $15 for this, which was a fair price. It's in pretty good shape, and I'm just really excited to have it and add it to the collection. Please try to look surprised when I show this for the Christmas episode later this year, okay? Up next, we've got weird ones, and I mean some weird ones. This one was $1. This is called Coda. I don't know anything about it. We've got a lady in shiny anklets, and she is got a blobfish or something behind her. I don't know. It looks very indie. It looks very weird, and for $1, you know I'm not going to pass up something like this. And then one I've never heard of before, and again, a $5 book, and this is What is the Face? #1 from Ace Comics. Never heard of Ace Comics, never heard of this book, but it has interior art by Steve Ditko. And Steve Ditko did some really weird stuff after his Marvel run. You know, after his run at Marvel Comics, he did a lot of indie stuff. He did a lot of things about his personal philosophies and things. And I do love his art. I find it's odd, it's weird. And it kind of fits this kind of thing. So this looks like a horror book. I don't know anything about it. I'm excited to get a chance to read through it and see what I think. This one I know I've heard of. My first thought was my friend Rich from Big Nasty Comics. This is an action-packed comedy for mature readers, issue 1 of 4 of Gonad the Barbarian, a Conan parody. It says on the back is a game board, but it doesn't look like it's complete. So I think maybe if you get all 4 issues, you can have a game board that'll go together, and you can play some kind of game. I'm not going to flip through the inside of this right now for fear that I will show something that will get me in trouble. But this is just kind of that thing that when you see something this bizarre and this funny, you just got to grab it by the gonad. Now this one is weird too, and I'm gonna blame this one on Adam. Adam has been reading Jim Starlin's Dreadstar, and so when I came across this for $5, I wanted to grab it. Just one of the most bizarre covers. Dreadstar is like a sci-fi epic that Jim Starlin has put together, and we have cat people and aliens, and this guy to me looks like the mascot for Iron Maiden. The back poster is super cool. I'm actually really kind of into these Marvel graphic novels that they put out, and a lot of people collect those, and I can see myself ending up going down that road too. Where I'm a little disappointed in this is that this is part 3 of a story that you have to go find the Dreadstar Annual and some other stuff in order to get the whole story, because I started reading it and it says, you know, part 3, so I was extremely lost when I started reading it. But format wise, this is like super cool. Square bound, oversized, magazine sized, whatever you want to say. Good art on the inside. Like, I mean, big shock. It's, you know, it's Jim Starlin. It's good stuff. So this is also a first print. Not that I think that makes it valuable or anything, but this did go through 4 or 5 printings. So this was a cool pickup, although I'm gonna need some more backstory before I can finally read it. And the last book, before I show you the last book, is one I went back and forth on a few times because I just wasn't sure I needed it. It's weird, but like, is it so weird I had to have it? And the answer was yes. I had to get from the River Group, the premiere edition of Whacked, the adventures of Tanya Harding and her pals. This is, you know, if you're younger, you might not know who Tanya Harding is. Tanya Harding was an ice skater along with Nancy Kerrigan during the Winter Olympics in 1980. I don't know, I'll put the date up here if I can find it or think of it. And she and her boyfriend, Jeff Gillooly, that's a name, right? I remember that. They whacked Nancy Kerrigan in the knee so that Tanya could be the star, the darling of the Winter Olympics. It was just like this white trash saga. And so yeah, when I saw this, I laughed, Eric J laughed, and in the end, I just had to take it home. So there it is. That's my only reasoning. And then the last thing I picked up, like I said, it is a slab, and I am not a slab collector, but this one was just kind of one of those, the deal was too good to pass up. So in a 9.6, I got Flaming Carrot number 17. This is I believe the second appearance of the Mystery Men. I think 16 is the first appearance of the team, the Mystery Men. Oh, let's get that in there. So in a 9.6, just in tremendous shape. And he had $65 on it. So I wasn't going to get it for $65, but this was the same booth where I had gotten, the same vendor where I had gotten the other Flaming Carrot books and the Edna Krabappel book, the Simpsons book. And he ended up bundling all of these books together, and this slab only cost me $40. So even if I had this book in a 9.6, sent it to CGC to get graded, I couldn't do the shipping and the grading and all of that stuff for $40. And I don't have this book. So while I can't open this up and read it, and I do have it in a collector, you know, in a collected edition, it was still just one of those things where I just love it. And we have a really nice lineup of all of the Mystery Men down here, and they're all named. So we've got the Shoveler, Jackpot, Mr. Furious, Screwball, Flaming Carrot, Captain Attack, Bondo Man, Jumpin' Jehoshaphat, and Red Rover. These are great superhero names, and these are great superheroes. Halt, none shall pass. So yeah, in my opinion, this is a really great cover, and I just don't come across that many graded Flaming Carrot books. So I kind of felt like I had to at that price point. I just had to get this one. And yeah, that's it. These are the books that I picked up at the Monument Comic Expo. Let me know what you thought. What did you think of the books that I picked up? Which one was your favorite? Please give the video a like, comment, subscribe, all the stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. In today's episode, we go to a new comic book. So this is actually a really, whoa, kick the camera. those are the books that I picked up at the Monument Comic Con, or the Monument Comic Expo. I'm gonna have to look at that again. I took a picture of their sign because I just can't remember.